Hi, everyone. Welcome to our podcast on General Hospital. If you are new, welcome. If you're one of our regulars, hey, and we appreciate you. So let's get started.
All right, everybody. So first up, we got Rocco. How are we feeling about Rocco? It's like I'm on his side, and then there's some things he does I'm not on his side anymore. Especially the way he was having that smug look towards Danny, talking about Jason. I was just like, oh, I'm not on your side, Rocco. So I understand like people are upset with Danny when he went to Jack and said it was Rocco who shot Colin. I was fine with Danny doing it because the way Rocco was, it was like he was so smug with Danny, but then as soon as his mother shows up, he changed his face to be all innocent. I did not like it. Am I overthinking this, Ma?
No, you are not. He was very smug. I didn't like it. I didn't like the statement that he made to Danny about Rocco was like, "Oh, well, my dad is always there for me," and then Danny was like, "Oh, so mine isn't," and then he's like, "You said it." I was like, "Ooh," because they supposed to be like brothers, so that was kind of rough to hear Rocco talking to Danny like that. So I'm just like, okay, Danny, don't. I feel like he getting kind of cocky. So he shot Column, and then he did the other thing with the college stuff. I forgot what that was about. He broke in the lab,
Mm-hmm.
Danny and Charlotte. So he kind of got away with that too. So to me, he kind of a little bit cocky with it because he knows that his parents is gonna basically bail him out.
Yep. His
And it's
parents, his grandparents, Sonny and Laura.
Yeah. And instead of them kind of making him take some responsibility for stuff they're not. I understand they didn't want him to take responsibility for the whole column shooting, but at the same time, I'm like, at some point, when are they gonna hold him accountable? They could have held him accountable with the whole Brit thing, and they didn't. So to me, I see a pattern with them with Rocco, where he's just getting away, getting away, getting away with stuff, and them not really dealing with him on the things that he has done.
Nope. And they always blame other people. Like with Rocco getting to this column stuff is Brit. When Rocco decided to enter the lab, it was Gio's fault. When Rocco got drunk, it was Danny and Gio's fault. It's like they blame everybody else but their child. Your child is the main issue. And the more he gets away with stuff, the cockier he's getting. It's really bad. And if they keep going down this path of covering Rocco, I mean, I feel like Rocco is like Christina, just be doing stuff, very impulsive, and she knows that her parents are going to be there to cover everything up. I feel like
Hmm.
that's what's going on with Rocco. Lulu, Dante will always be there to cover it up, and then you also got Sunny and Laura, who's the mayor. So I'm just like Rocco needs to be knocked down a peg too. I was yelling at my screen like, Danny, punch him in the face, kick his ass. What are you doing? It's like what? I was so annoyed with that whole scene. And then when Rocco found out that Charlotte told Danny, Rocco was mad at Charlotte. I feel like Rocco was giving me that Sunny vibe. Cause we know how Sunny is. Everybody has to be loyal to him, but he doesn't have to be loyal to you. That was the vibe I was getting. So when Danny told Jack, I was fine with it. But like Jack said, there's nothing he can really do. It won't really solve anything because Jason is still away. Now Jason's supposed to come back this week, and he looks bad. I know I'm not gonna like the storyline because
What you
he
mean he looks
he
bad?
looks bad. I saw a photo of Jason played by Steve Burton. He looks bad, like he's wounded. So I think he might go through some PTSD, probably, maybe some mind stuff going on, maybe similar to how Anna. I'm not sure, but he looks very bad, and I'm not gonna. I know I'm not going to like this storyline. But Jason is supposed to be back this week. Hopefully, I'm wrong, but he don't look right, honestly. And then you got, Danny did tell Charlotte that he did snitch, and not people feel about snitches, but hey, gloves are off when you start going off about my parents. And Charlotte, she understood. If it was her father, she would have done exactly the same thing.
I like Charlotte, and I was glad that she gave Danny some grace on that. And I mean, Charlotte even tried to explain that to Lulu and Rocco. That it's like they're forgetting that he lost his mother, he lost his father. So his father is still alive, but he's gone.
Yeah,
The WSB has him. So it's like even Charlotte was trying to, explain that to them, and they just like, yeah, so what kind of
yeah,
thing.
they just
So
don't care, and it's pretty
yeah,
sad. It's
yeah,
it's really sad. I mean, like Lulu should understand. She lost her father. You know,
hmm
she still has her mother around, but like when if Laura was somewhere and she couldn't get to Laura, like
right.
you'll be doing everything you could to get your mother back. So I'm not understanding why they're not having some kind of empathy for Danny. I feel
Mhm,
I feel bad for him. If I was Danny, I would cut ties with Rocco. I would be done.
mhm,
You talking crap about my father like that, and you all smug. I'm done. I don't care. We so called brothers. That that was gone the
mhm.
moment he decided to talk crap about Jason. It's
Well,
over.
the one thing I do wanna see for Danny's character is I hope they write it where he does have a conversation with Jason
Mm-hmm.
about not leaving him no matter what's going on again. Not unless he, you know, is unalive, then that's different. But he need to talk to his dad about not leaving him to help other people at this point.
Yeah.
And he needs to just explain to him that because, he lost his mom, he's all that he has, and he just cannot deal with that, not having his other parent there. He can't deal with it. And he was basically going out of his mind because he didn't have both parents. So if I was Danny, I hope that they write it where he does have a conversation with his dad about that. Like, do not leave me, not unless, like you are unalive at that point, but don't ever leave me to help somebody else.
Yeah.
Carly, whoever, do not. I need you. You put
Yeah.
me first kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Danny needs to probably go off on Jason really hard about that. Like, don't do this
Mhm.
ever again. You've done it so many times. You missed half my life
Right.
doing this. You can't do this again. If you do it again, we're done.
Yeah.
That's how I would do it if I was Danny. And I kind of wish Jake was in this storyline too. I know he's somewhere in Europe or something like that, but I
Yeah.
wish Jake was part of this too because I think I feel like Jake could have been there for Danny, because
Mhm.
he's pretty much kind of alone. He got Scout, but technically he's not supposed to be near Scout. So he's just fighting to have a connection to his father and his mother. And he
And
can't
see
be
that
near Scout. And then you
nope.
got Jake who's out of the country. So it's I mean, it's it's tough.
And see, Danny, he's been through a lot, and you can't keep taking him through all of that without there not being consequences at the
Mm-hmm.
end of it. Because you're right. I forget sometimes that he's not able to even see Scout. And it's unfortunately because the character Drew was his father at some point.
Yeah.
It's just amazed me that they wrote it where instead of him being like a father to him, he now looks at Danny like he's the enemy. Drew does. And I'm just like, dang, that's just so messed up on so many levels. But he has he has Alexis
Yeah.
always, because
He
Alexis
got
is always
Alexis
there.
and
Yeah.
and Molly.
Yeah, Molly, yup.
So he has his mom's side, the
Yeah.
family. But Alexis, she's been trying her best with Danny, but Danny just want at least one of his parents back, and that's Jason. We're supposed to see him sometime this week, so we shall see with that whole storyline. Next up, we got Willow and Nina. There's just a bunch of scheming people, especially Willow. And of course, Jack lets them know that the black box is gone. Colin took it wherever, probably at Windermere. And I wonder what else is in this black box. Like maybe Josslyn taking out Cyrus or some
Mhm.
other stuff that's in there. Because if Willow and Nina find that black box and they see what's in it, they're going to be framing other people. I'm not going to like that. I'm so tired of Willow getting the upper hand on stuff. She's been at this for a long time, and there hasn't really been any consequences, especially her moving Daisy. she still had got no consequences of that. And Liz better watch it. Cause Willow is looking at Liz like, I'm gonna take you out. But you know what? I'm fine with that. I feel like Liz needs a storyline. She hasn't had one in what, 2, 3 years maybe?
It's been a while.
Yeah,
And
so I don't know. I mean, Liz is on it, but Drew is starting to move his hand, so maybe he'll start talking. He'll start talking probably in a week or so. We'll probably see him talking. I wonder what his first words are going to be.
well, you know what? I now that they changed, I told you, now that they changed the character Willow, I'm liking this side of her. And I'm liking it. She's more entertaining to watch. So hopefully they don't get rid of the character. They might sideline her like they kind of did Drew for a little bit, but I hope they don't get rid of the character Willow. So they got to figure out how they're gonna, I think write her to be able to keep her on because I'm liking this side of her.
Well, they should do what they did to Nell. They show her in prison, put her in prison
Yeah,
for a little bit.
yeah,
I'm
they
fine
could.
with that. I'm just tired of her getting away with so much stuff. And then she's like, I'm innocent. I'm this. I'm Miss Perfect. I'm just like, well, you kind of suck. However, she's doing good at her job. Unlike
Hmm.
Drew, she is trying to do things for the people, which I like. I just don't like this whole her getting away with shooting Drew, and then she drugged him, and then she moved Daisy. That really pissed me off. Was her moving Daisy and gaslighting Sasha, and then her blaming Michael, saying that he's the one that shot you. It's just those things. I'm like, can somebody please like put her under the bus for a little bit? You know?
I think she'll get there eventually. It just depends on how the writers write it. But yeah, she's gonna have to kind of take responsibility for what she did to Drew. Because he's not gonna be in the locked in syndrome. He's not gonna be like that much longer.
No.
So she's gonna have to probably at some point pay for shooting him in the back twice.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as moving Daisy, to me, they should have had her had like a breakdown because she kind of did. And then they could have dealt with her shooting Drew, plus deal with the whole her moving Daisy. But with the whole thing with Daisy, they had no proof because even Michael said that. He said he has no proof of that.
Yeah.
That's his gut that's telling him that. That they can't put on her. But I kind of was hoping back then they would have wrote her where she had a kind of breakdown, went away, and then they had brought her back and she was fine. Because to me, it would have been justified everything that she did.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's not because she's living her life. She's drugging Drew, which is even worse now. So I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna do Willow. I just hope they don't take her off. That's my thing. They gonna sideline her, yeah, put her in prison so we can see her, or put her in Shady Brook or wherever. So, but we still can see her from time to time. That's so yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, one of the things I didn't like that they wrote was Michael. Michael said that Daisy had her first birthday. Why weren't you there, Michael? You could have flown out there with the kids to see your daughter's first birthday. I didn't like how they wrote that whole thing.
Yeah, cause yeah, I'm with you. I don't even think he FaceTime her. Did he FaceTime her or he just saw the
I
pictures?
think he just saw a video and photos.
Okay. Yeah, it would have been nice if he had either went out there or at least they could have showed him maybe FaceTiming her, something like that. Like happy birthday, baby girl, or
Yeah,
something.
just
But
something.
yeah.
But I don't like how they writed him to kind of be like a deadbeat dad.
Yeah, because he's nothing of
He's
a deadbeat dad. Not
yeah,
at
he's
all.
not like that. So I am not liking that writing. Maybe they need to recast Sasha to come back or just bring the baby back. Like, hey, Sasha had to go and do something because her dad isn't well, which they can write, and he got Daisy for a little bit. Something.
Right.
Do something. Michael is not a deadbeat father. So writers try to do better on that. Don't be changing characters like you do in some people. We will talk about that later. Well, next up we
Hmm.
got Lucas telling Brit that she never had Huntington's. Kelly did great in this scene. She was livid
Hmm.
because everything she did for the past 2 or 3 years was for nothing, and people were unalive because of this. And Chloe Marco and Lucas just realized that when he was talking to Ava, like Marco died for nothing. and it sucks. And I feel sorry for Lucas, but at the same time, I'm like, whatever. No, I feel bad for Brit. Brit and Joe talked about the saline stuff, and she cleared up everything. He's like, okay, all right, goodbye. It's like, what? So she's free. Lucky for her, but she's broke. And Joe gave her $5. I'm like, what the hell can you do with $5 nowadays, Joe?
You can't even buy a bag of potato chips nowadays for $5. And then he had the audacity to say, "Pay me, you could pay me back." What? I don't know what she's gonna do. If I was her, I would just go to Nina.
Yeah, Dina got bank. I'll go over there and be
Right.
like, hey, can you get me a room, or can I stay here with you, or give me a room at the Metro Court or something? And,
Hmm.
and I feel like Nina will do it
Oh,
just to
absolutely.
help her out. She'd be like, yeah, sure. But thing is, what's Britt gonna do? Because General Hospital may not want her back again.
They shouldn't even take her back. They have taken her back so many times. It is ridiculous. And I think they need to have her move on and do something else. Start her own practice, go work for a free clinic, something, because them constantly taking her back, it's just not realistic. It's just not real. So, if they take her back, I'm just like, yes, it's so. Because in real life, then, no.
Yeah, no.
No,
No. And did you feel like there was chemistry between Joe and Britt?
I did. But I don't want them together.
Why not?
Because I'm hoping he's actually for Lucas, because him and Lucas kind of be vibing.
Hey, he can swing both ways.
True that,
That's
but
what Christina did. She's been with
yeah,
guys, she's been with ladies. He can swing
yeah.
both ways. I'm fine with that. I have no issue with that. I think
No, I
you
mean,
I think it would
yeah.
be different.
Well, it'll definitely be something. But yeah, as I either one, like you said, it's okay.
Hmm.
It wouldn't bother me. But I when they showed him with Lucas, I was getting that vibe right there. But when I did see him with Brett, it was chemistry there. I thought it was funny when he did hand her the $5, and she's looking like, "Are you serious?" So yes, they do have chemistry. But yeah, if they did it where he was bisexual, it
Hmm.
wouldn't bother me. Not at all.
Nah. Nah. I think it'd be fun to watch if he were with Lucas for a moment and then went with Britt. All right. Well, next up we got Carly and Valentine. They all in the kitchen, smooching, kissy faces, and Sonny walks in. The audacity of Sonny being like, "Oh, he's dangerous." Sonny, aren't you? What? Like, what's going on? The one part I was a bit like, really, Carly, was when Sonny told Carly about Valentine messing with his meds. And Carly was just like, okay, Carly, seriously? He was messing with the father of your kid's medicine. Like, that ain't right. So I have mixed feelings about Carly's reaction to it. What were your thoughts on it?
I love the scene with Carly and Valentine at the hospital when they ran to each other and they kissed. They were slobbing each other down. I love the expression on Sonny's face, like, ugh, what's going on? And then the shock and awe with Lulu. And then Charlotte was looking like, really? So I like that whole scene. As far as the whole thing with Carly, Sonny, and Valentine, Carly does have to be careful because I understand that she's feeling Valentine and he is feeling her, but Valentine was feeling Anna too at some point, and he
Mm-hmm.
kind of betrayed her at some point, and kind of threw her under the bus with the whole pikeman thing, even the Charlotte thing when that came up with her stalking Anna. So Valentine, I love me some Valentine, love him the character a lot, but Carly does need to tread lightly, because Valentine could love her one moment and hurt her the next, really really bad. Um, so I like them together, but this week that did kind of give me pause. It's Valentine's history because I like me some Carly. I don't want to see her get hurt. That character has been through a lot with different men. I just want to see her get her happily ever after with somebody. And I think Valentine can do that as long as he don't turn on her. And that's my concern, is that something going down, he'll throw her under the bus.
I feel like he wouldn't throw her under the bus. I think he would throw Josslyn there. because Josslyn is still WSB. She's gonna do what she gonna do. And Valentine went there to thank her. And Josslyn and Carly are very alike. They don't want their mother or their daughter to be in something, yet they meddle. And for Josslyn to send Valentine to talk to Anna, I'm like, Josslyn, come on, like, what what are you doing? And I I feel
That's
like,
that's so
yeah,
messy that
yeah,
she sent Valentine. I understand because she don't want her mom with Valentine. Because Valentine is a dangerous person. You can't really trust him. But Jocelyn was wrong for that, to do that to her mom. But I guess that's her way of showing her mom that she loves her mom because she knows that her mom shouldn't be with Valentine. So I
yeah.
understand why she's doing it, but it's kind of like down and dirty for her to do her mom like that. But
Yeah,
a part of me gets it, and then I'm like, mm-mm.
she's just like her father Jax. He be doing stuff like that too.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I do some illegal stuff, but nobody else can do, and I'm gonna blame Sonny for everything. I just don't like that. And then we got the Carly and Lulu stuff going on. I understood both points of view. I was leaning more on Carly though, because Lulu is doing the most. Valentine already told her, look, either you and I get along, or our daughter is going to choose me, and that's that. He's like, you are the problem. So figure it out. And Carly pretty much told her the same thing. Lulu is just hard headed. She will not listen. She won't understand Charlotte and her love for her father. It's like, didn't you love Luke? Like, don't you understand that you have a bond with your father? So why can't Charlotte have that too? Your father was just as dangerous as well.
My thought about that is, Lulu, she too controlling.
Mm-hmm.
These kids are just about grown, both of them. And I just feel like she needs to stop being controlling and set up a relationship with her kids that they can come to her and tell her anything and trust her, that she won't flip out and then start trying to tell them who they can and cannot see. Valentine, the way his life has been and probably in the direction that it might go in the future, it's just going to always be trouble. So it doesn't matter if Charlotte is with him or not. The enemies that he has can come at Charlotte at any time. And at least if Valentina is around, he would lay down his life to protect her. So trying to keep them separated and all that, I think it's just a waste of time. Because look at what happened. Valentine was gone, and the guy came after her, and Danny stopped it.
Mm-hmm.
So she's gonna always be some kind of target. My thing is y'all need to be teaching her some self defense classes,
Yeah.
because y'all notice some of his enemies is going to come at her when she's able to carry. Get her trained on how to carry, and stuff like that, so she'll be able to. But it's like give her to equip her so that she's ready for Valentine enemies to come. But to try to think that you're going to cut off that relationship, it's not going to happen. And I don't blame Charlotte if she sides with her dad. That's who she bonded with as a baby. And she could be mad about that. She went off on Valentine. Oh, well, you kept her from me. Yeah, he was wrong to do that. But you're in the future right now. And this
Mm-hmm.
kid is almost an adult. So get out the past, you in the future, and deal with what's in front of you. She is not going to cut ties with her dad. Not at all. So I don't know what Lulu thinking that she gonna have this power over Charlotte to stop Charlotte from seeing Valentine. It's not gonna work. And it's just gonna push Charlotte away from her, which is what she don't want. So instead of doing that, she need to take Carly advice. And then she going off on Carly like, well, who are you to basically parent me? She know what she talking about though. So Carly, yeah, she ain't perfect. She made mistakes with her kids, but she trying to help Lulu and let her know like you're not giving her a safe place to come talk to you.
Yeah, same
And she's not.
same thing with Rocco. Rocco kept going to Brit because Lulu is just she's very controlling. She's set in her ways. Lulu just gonna have to learn the hard way. I don't feel sorry for her. All right. Well, we also got Anna's homecoming, which was nice to see everybody, and she's still seeing Peter. And Peter was saying something about revenge. Revenge on who though? Because Cassius is allegedly unalive, and we saw him. He's fine. He's gonna be working for the WSB for a bit. But who is Peter talking about revenge on?
I don't know. I was wondering that because it's not Liesl, because Liesl came to see her, and then Liesl did talk to Anna and let her know that it wasn't in her head, and that Josslyn and her was at the same room as she was in over at Windermere. Glad that Liesl at least helped Anna with that, that, explain that to her. But I'm like, I don't know, not unless it's Valentine. But why Valentine? I mean, the pikeman stuff maybe, but that's old. So I don't know who Peter was talking about. It's gonna be interesting to see who she's supposed to get revenge on.
Mm, I'm not
I
sure
can't. I don't
who it would be
know.
because Colum is gone,
Yeah.
Cassius is gone, Jack wasn't involved in anything about it. There's Sidwell because I think Sidwell knew she was there.
Mm-hmm.
Cassius didn't know until after she was gone. I don't know who she wants revenge on in particular. I don't think she needs to be commissioner right now. Cause Dante was like, I'm ready to give her everything back. Cause Dante is over it.
He sure is.
I don't blame him though. He's been through a lot. I don't know what's going on with Anna, but I can see Anna and maybe Jason trauma bonding a bit. I'm just gonna put it out there. They have kissed before, so it's very
The
possible.
person that plays Anna is a very good actress, because when you look at her, you can tell something's off with her.
Mm-hmm.
And the way that she plays her character is it's something to watch. She's really good,
Mm-hmm.
because when I look at the character, I'm just like, oh, you can tell something's really off. She's good. She's really good.
Yeah.
She's probably one of the better actresses that's on there, because I can never really tell like what's going on with her. Even when she played her twin, it was hard to know, was it her, was it the twin? I mean, she does such a phenomenal job at
Yeah.
it.
Fiona Huge is the OG.
Mhm.
Well, next up, we got Martin is back. And, Laura fills him in, like, yeah, that client, that was from Sidwell. And he's like, whatever, I don't care. But she convinces him to represent Curtis. Honestly, guys, I fast forward Curtis and Jordan scene because it's the same old thing. I was provoked. It's all Isaiah's fault. Blah, blah, blah. We all know it was Jordan's fault. Let's be real. All right. And Martin did tell Curtis, like, yeah, you trying to blame Isaiah doesn't make any sense. Like, come on. I really hope he goes in prison for a little bit. I don't care if he missed the first few months of his child's life. That's on him. That's
Mhm.
the consequences of your actions. And I did like that Rick is going to represent Isaiah. I'm looking forward to Martin versus Rick. I think that'll be good because Isaiah's going to win. All he has to do is ask Lulu to step forward as a witness, and she would say, yeah, around this time, he was with me. And she doesn't even have to say that he was treating Rocco. She could just be like, yeah, I mean, we're friends through my brother Lucky, like he was over there and something,
Mhm.
just something like that if she don't want people to know about the Rocco column situation. Either way, he was over there. And then Kurt's gonna be like, well, Lulu, why did you step forward? And Lulu will be like, why should I step forward about this? Like, come on, man. So I hope Rick mops the floor with Martin and Curtis. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, Curtis, he's nuts, because I mean, Martin tried to tell him though too that he's taking a big gamble with going through with this trial, and the direction that Curtis want to go in, because he can end up getting I think he said 10 years, where the plea deal right now he would do, I think, 2 years probation, I think it's 8 months in prison. And
Mm-hmm.
Curtis is like, no, absolutely not. The cockiness that Curtis has is going to end up being his demise before it's over with. And I didn't like Curtis bringing up Michael either,
Michael
saying,
doesn't have any friends. He can't trust nobody. He
right.
can't trust nobody. Everybody's trying to be always backstabbing Michael. Michael's not been friendly. He's
Yes.
open minded. He don't judge you. And here comes somebody trying to
Right.
backstab him. I'm like, Michael, just don't have any friends. All
Right.
right, damn.
And if he tries to bring Michael into it, I hope Michael be done with Curtis at that point. But he was bringing that up to Jordan, like Michael could have framed Willow because of the whole custody thing and all that stuff that they've been going through. And I'm just like, wow, Curtis, like Michael has always had your back, and now you thinking Michael could have did it. Yeah, true, but it's other Quartermains,
Yeah,
besides yeah.
there's other people involved in this. It's not just Michael. Yeah, Michael can't
Right.
stand her, but he's not trying to get his hands dirty. He's
No.
trying to look for dirt, not get his hands
Right.
dirty. Like, come on, Kurt. I was like, Kurt's full of it. I'm so tired. And then Jorah, the usual enabling his stuff. Oh man, I fast forward. I already know she enabled his behavior. And then you got Jordan seeing Sid. Well, I felt a little bit of mixed feelings because all she had to do was go to a different country, get some money, and she could have got her face fixed. At the same time, she could have just talked to Michael or Ava
Mhm.
about getting her face fixed. So,
Well, it's gonna be money though, because she don't have probably the money, and that's why Sidwell was offering it to her because he was like, it's very expensive to go to that place that Michael went to, to get himself treated. Jordan don't have money like that. Ava did it because remember, Ava has money,
mm-hmm.
but Jordan doesn't. So that's why I was surprised when she turned it down too. Because I'm like, you have to get the money and then you can get your face fixed. She might change that because as she thinks about everything Sidwell was saying to her, which was kind of bad because he was kind of dogging her out.
Yeah, you're talking her real
But
hard.
yeah, he was rough. But she might change her mind. It's my thought, and she might end up going through with it. She's telling him no now, but she might change her mind when she really, sit on what he was saying, and she might end up doing it. The thing of it is that might mess up Curtis because Martin told Curtis they might win because they can use Jordan to get up there the way she looks now. But see, Jordan might not like being used in that way either.
Yeah,
So
that's
it's gonna
true.
be yeah. So we'll see how that's gonna play out.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I don't know. I don't care too much about it. I just want Curtis in prison for like a year, and we can see him and maybe Willow bonding in prison. I have no idea. I don't care anymore.
Right.
Next up, we got Ethan and Ava. How sweet they are. They have some hot chemistry. I was not expecting this Ethan Ava bonding going on, but Ava told him like, "Hey, I heard you're not the father of Phoebe." And Ethan tried to warn her. I don't know how it's gonna go. Do you think Ava's gonna blow Ethan's, I guess, cover up?
hmm I do because I think she's curious and she wants to know. And by him not telling her more details about it, yeah, I think she's gonna probably start snooping around and try to figure it out.
Unfortunately, but it could be the new character that's supposed to come on soon. He could be the father of Phoebe. Who knows? Well, speaking of Phoebe, we got this possible maybe stepmother, Willow, versus Tracy. And Willow and Tracy, they're funny. They're going off on each other because neither one of them are really that great. But I'm always Team Tracy, though, over
hmm
Willow. But when Willow said, "Oh, you're the one who frightened me," Tracy put it together. It's like, "Oh, I ain't do it, but I know somebody who can." And the way Tracy went off on BOQ, especially about Lucy, calling her a bird and everything, that was funny. But Tracy was right. Lucy kind of did throw BOQ under the bus. And that whole scene, it was hard to watch. And I've read a lot of comments because I know Mom has said this a few episodes ago about how pathetic BOQ is. More people are saying that this week, how pathetic she is, pretty much begging Chase to see her point of view and to understand her. And Chase's whole thing was, "You did this to Willow." And now Brooklyn's like, "That's all you cared about?" It's like, yes, Brooklyn. That's what Michael was trying to tell you. That's what Tracy was trying to tell you. Everybody's trying to tell you. He is, I mean, we saw it last week when Joe went to see Willow. He kept looking over at Willow's direction and not focusing on BOQ and Phoebe. BOQ, how much more do you need to realize that this is not worth a fight? And honestly, stop the adoption process. You can adopt it because I sure as hell know Chase hasn't paid a dime to Alexis fees.
It's really sad to watch her go through this because she risked everything. She gave up 50% of her shares to Lucy Call to try to do this scheme. because of her husband and the whole Willow thing. Ridiculous. And then she now had a falling out. I mean, Tracy's gonna forgive her. She loves her. But still, now you had a falling out with Tracy about this too. So that's number two. Now you got Phoebe in the middle of this mess. And so you trying to adopt her, and now you got this mess going on with Willow and Chase. I think that she needs to sit down and search her soul, and she needs to go ahead and kick Chase out the house and say, you know what? I was wrong. I should not have set Willow up. I want you gone because you clearly love her and not me. And I will adopt Phoebe on my own. The problem she gonna have is Chase might fight her now because he has something on her that she did this illegal, her and Lucy. So I
Yeah.
don't know what he's gonna do. I want to see what he's gonna do with that information. So because he's such,
A goody
about
doer.
by the book, right? So he might throw BLQ under the bus because he got a job to do. I just want to see, is he gonna cover for her or what is he gonna do? And then he might run straight to Willow,
Oh yeah.
knowing him, and be like, Willow, she set you up, blah blah blah, and then Willow's gonna be noted. And then when Willow get like that, she is bad. You gotta watch your back with her.
Yeah. It was a hot mess from the beginning. Her doing the scheme and stuff did absolutely nothing. There was no good outcome for her. And the one thing I'm frustrated with Brooklyn is that she didn't really talk to Chase. She kept saying, "Oh, it's okay, Chase. Go ahead and talk to her. Go ahead. It's okay. I'm good." No, be mad. Get angry. Let him know you are upset about this. And if he can't see it, be like, "Okay, then we're gonna have to separate and get some couples counseling." She could have done a totally different route. Cause Chase still not getting it. And that's why Michael brought it up months ago to Chase. How long until you in Willow's bed? Because Michael saw it months ago that that was the path that it was going down towards. And the thing is that Michael kind of does have blackmail on Chase. So even if Chase tries to blackmail BOQ, Michael has something on Chase. And that's them seeing each other at the park. And they were kind of close and hugging.
Mm-hmm.
All my gotta say is I have pictures of you and Willow at night. That would look back for Willow, wouldn't it? That
Right. Yeah. Yeah,
it
that's true.
Chase wouldn't like that because everything is about Willow. Willow
Yeah.
this, Willow that. So he wouldn't do it. As long as Michael is involved in it, Chase wouldn't do it. He would hate Michael as more than he already does with his chip on his shoulder. But I think with Michael having those photos, I don't think Chase would do it.
But you know what? I agree with you though. She should have had talked to him. I mean, to me, she didn't even have to go through all of this and try to frame her. She just should have had an honest conversation with Chase about Willow. And the whole pool scene that you mentioned, in real time when she was sitting there watching him looking at Willow, she should have been snapping her fingers in his face like, hey, yo, 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 is there a problem? Because you supposed to be focused on me and you focus on her. And Phoebe sitting here too. So
Yeah,
it's like she should have been clocking him every step of the way on it
yeah,
and just calling him out, and
and
she
she
didn't do it.
wouldn't. She would. She. I agree with Tracy. Not there's been no women on either side who would cave down to a man. That's what she's doing, and it's very hard to see Brooklyn, who's this sassy, feisty person, almost begging
Yeah, because
a,
she was
a
pulling on him,
a
and
piece of a POS like Chase, who been gaslighting her all these months about Willow, begging him. It was hard to watch. So I hope that Brooklyn goes off and be like, you know what, get out. I really hope she does that. But I think what's gonna happen is Chase gonna go off on her and he's gonna move out. I think that's what's gonna happen. And then where is he gonna go?
well, and
Oh my goodness,
see
Willow.
what he gonna do is he gonna blame her, and that's the part that's gonna really get under my skin because in the end, if he moves out, now he has an excuse to now blame her.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's gonna be feeling like, oh, it's my fault. No, it's not. No, it's
Nope.
not. And I hope they write it where they wake her up. So when we see it next week, I hope that she has like that, wake up call. And she's like, wait a minute. And she does put him out and she doesn't let him try to gaslight her like it's her fault. It's not her fault. She shouldn't have been scheming and whatnot behind his back, but at the end of the day, he's almost having this mental affair with
Emotional
Willow.
affair, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
emotional.
emotional
Yeah,
affair with her. I really wish Lois
yeah,
was around because she probably would have went off on Brooklyn. Like, Brookie, what are you doing? You know, it's like, come on.
yeah.
I think we're all like, Brooklyn, what are you doing? Let him go so you could be with Phoebe. If he's on the adoption papers, you know Willow is going to be around Phoebe with her crazy self. And
Right.
I would not want that for Phoebe. So,
Well, you know what?
ugh.
Where is Olivia? Because even Olivia probably been going off about all this stuff too. If she knew about it.
Who cares about Olivia? She be throwing Michael under the bus about anything. She be wishy washy about everything. Forget Olivia. I need Lois. I need her mother. I need her grandmother involved in this. Olivia is so wishy washy about stuff. Where's Ned? Should Ned be seeing this stuff that's
Oh my
going on?
goodness! If Ned was
Where's
around, he would be
Ned?
going off. Yeah.
We need Ned on here. Can Ned be like, Chase, what are you doing?
Oh
Like,
yeah.
come on. And he'd be like, Brooklyn, what are you doing? Like, why are you doing all this for a guy? Like, let it go. And
Right.
she keep being like, no, I need to fight for my marriage. It ain't worth fighting when someone is dipping out already.
Right. He got his toe out.
He got half his body out of it.
You say half the body, right?
What's the point? And then he gonna be gaslighting her, and he like, "Well, then I'ma leave. Go ahead, leave then. Sorry, loser." Ooh, my blood pressure up. All right, everybody. Well, that's our take for General Hospital this week. Thank you very much for listening, following. We really appreciate you. Enjoy your week. Until next time.
Bye, everybody.